In this video, I will show you how to submit a manuscript to Editory Press using journal Clinical Molecular Biomedicine as an example. The process has 5 main stages: manuscript details, files, contributors, declarations, and final review. Before starting, always read the selected journal's guide for authors because requirements can differ between journals. Before opening a submission form, prepare all requirement information and files. You will need the final manuscript, title, abstract keywords, references, author names, contributor roles, the corresponds author email, and ORCID identifiers when available. For clinical molecular biomedicine, the manuscript should normally be prepared as editable doc or text file. Completing these checks in advance will make your online submission much faster. Sign into Editory Press and open the Author Submission area. The left menu organizes manuscript-based status, including drafts, submitted manuscript, revisions, and accepted papers, and published papers. To begin, click New Submission or Start New Submission. First, enter manuscript title exactly as appears in the manuscript, then select the correct article type, such as original research article, review article, short communication, case report, methods and protocols, or letter to the editor. Choose carefully. The article type should match both the content of paper and journal's requirements. Next, open the read submission terms and conditions. Confirm only if manuscript is original, all authors have approved the submission, the information is accurate, and the manuscript is not under review elsewhere. Then click Create Draft. The first stage is details. Add title prefix only if it is genuinely part of the title. Enter full title in the required title field. Next, add 4 to 6 specific keywords that describe the main subject, methods, or disease studied. Avoid keywords that are too broad or make sure they match keywords in the manuscript. Put the abstract as a plain text. For the journal, it should normally be between 150 and 250 words and should clearly summarize background, methods, main results, and conclusion. Check that online abstract is identical to the abstract in uploaded manuscript. Add references one at a time in the reference section and select manuscript language. Follow the selected journal's reference rules. This journal-specific rule takes priority over Editory Press's general APA guidance. When all required fields are complete, click Continue. The second stage is the files. Drag files into upload area or click Select Files. After each upload, assign correct file type. At least one file must be identified as the main manuscript. Other available categories may include anonymous manuscript, cover letter, conflict of interest statement, ethics approval, and consent documents, figures, research data, and others. Authors submitting to Clinical Molecular Biomedicine should upload the editable manuscript source required by docs. Tables should remain editable, and the figure caption should be included in the manuscript. Upload separate high-resolution figures files when required. Confirm that each file opens correctly and contains no tracked change, comment, hidden author details, or accidental personal information. Then click Continue. The third stage is contributors. Add every author in correct publication order. Start by clicking Add Contributor. If person already has Editory Press profile, search for and link the profile. Confirm the person's affiliation, describe author's contribution, select correct role, and decide where the person should appear in the published authors list. Designate one person as a primary editorial contact. This is normally corresponding author, the person and the editorial office will contact first. Check email address carefully. If no existing profile is found, create a new contributor, enter the given name, family name, publication name, email address, ORCID identifier if available, and at least one institution affiliation. The publication name must be written exactly it should appear in the published article. In the author's contributions field, use clear role description. When possible, use credit terminology such as conceptualization, methodology, investigation, formal analysis, data curation, visualization, supervision, or writing original draft. Select first author or additional author as appropriate. Use non-author roles only when they accurately describe person's contribution. Include contributor in published author list only after the person qualifies for authorship. Repeat this process until every author is listed in correct order with accurate evaluation and roles. Then click Continue. The next stage is declaration. Begin the cover letter or note to editor. Briefly state what study contributes, why it matters, and why it fits the journal. In scope of statement, clearly connect the manuscript topic and methods to the journal's aim. Next, complete every requirement declaration truthfully. For conflict of interest, select whether author has anything to disclosure. If conflict exists, describe it fully. For funding, state whether research received funding support. If it did, provide the funder's name and grant number. If did not, select not external funding option. For ethics, indicate whether research involves people, animals, clinical data, biological samples, or sensitive personal information. If ethics approval or informed consent is required, provide the committee name, approval or reference number, or appropriate consent statement. Do not select no or not applicable simply to move forward. Choose the data availability statement that accurately describes whether supporting data and code can be found, how qualified researchers may request access, why access is restricted, or why not dataset applies. Finally, disclose any generative AI use. If AI assisted with writing, coding, analysis, or figures, identify the tool, its purpose, and parts of work affected. They confirm that authors verified output and accepted full responsibility. AI tools cannot be listed as the authors. Review every declaration, then click Continue. The final stage is review. Read the entire submission carefully. Click the language, title, abstract, keywords, references, upload files, authors, affiliation, email address, and ORCID identifiers. Then review the conflict of interest statement, funding information, ethics statement, data availability statement, AI disclosure, and scope statement. Use the edit button and beside any section that needs correction. This is best time to fix spelling errors, missing information, incorrect files, or mismatch between the form of manuscript. Pay special attention to the corresponding author's email and confirm that only one primary editorial contact is selected. When every section is complete and accurate, click Submit Manuscript. A confirmation window will appear. Read the warning carefully. After submission, the draft may no longer be editable. Your manuscript will now appear the submission dashboard where you can follow its progress and respond to editorial requests. If technical checks finding missing or incorrect information, the manuscript may be returned for correction before editorial review. For help, consult the journal's guide for authors or contact the editorial office through the official Editory website. Thanks for choosing Editory Press.